Hello, everybody. So today I saw X-Men Dark Phoenix. And here is my review of the film X-Men Dark Phoenix, which does take place in the year 1992, following the story of Jean becoming the Phoenix. Embracing and just becoming a thing of a monster wreaking havoc, and the X-Men go and try to stop her from killing a bunch of people. So, I heard some very mixed opinions on the film from critics. Some people are saying it's a middle-of-the-road okay superhero movie. Some people really didn't like the film. I am mostly happy to say that I fall in the category that says that yes, the movie is not great. There's some bad things about the film. There's some really cheesy and dumb moments and really corny lines that don't fit in with the darkness that the movie's trying to go for. We're going to do something different for this review. We're going to start with my negatives, and then we're going to move into my positives. Because I just feel like this is a kind of superhero movie where I just need to get away with all the bad stuff of the film, because there's quite a bit. I won't say there's a lot of bad stuff, but there's definitely some bad stuff, and there's quite a bit of stuff that could be improved. So, my biggest complaint with X-Men Dark Phoenix is the villain. Sadly, it's the villain. I did not like her character in the film at all. I am going to have to say, sadly, that she's probably the worst villain in the entire franchise. Yes, even worse than Apocalypse. Apocalypse wasn't even a good villain to begin with X-Men Apocalypse. But here, she's just blatting out exposition to Jean Grey, trying to turn her over and kill a bunch of people. And then at the end, some stuff happens with her. And it's just very bland and boring acting. Every time she was on the screen, I just had to roll my eyes. I was not entertained. And besides that, besides that, some talky scenes in the movie relating to drama that happens with the characters, sometimes it can be quite boring and uninteresting. And then, the third act does get better when the film goes along, but the first two acts, there are scenes where the film does drag quite a bit, and it's kind of lacking some. And there's a lot of, weird, dumb moments. I'm gonna, just say one thing that happens in the film. It's not gonna be a spoiler, it's just gonna be about a tiny, tiny scene. So if you don't want to hear about it, skip, 20 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so, Jean Grey, there's an explosion that happens in the air, and then it becomes a phoenix. There's a symbol of a phoenix. My mom points it out, and it is dumb. It's a very dumb moment, and it's just not really fitting in with a bunch of the stuff that is happening in the film. And those, okay, hopefully you're back now. But for all those people who did skip, which you probably did, it was a very dumb moment. Those characters in the film that do semi-important things, and then they're just there to, fight, two people, and then just disappear for the entire film. That's kind of what they do with the two characters in the film. That are kind of on Magneto's side. They pretty much do that with those two characters. But that is my negatives for the film. And now let's move into the positives. By far, my favorite thing about the film is the acting. The performances are fantastic. Jean Grey, her actor, is pretty good. She sells her emotion. She sells when she meets past family. She sells the emotion when she's about to lose control. She sells when she's all, down and crying and having conversations with other people. Magneto is phenomenal in the movie. Fantastic acting when he's talking to people, when he's his voice can deepen. There's a very intense scene with him and Jean Grey. Yeah, it's really cool stuff. Professor X also can do some stupid stuff. Like for the first, say, half of the film, all he's doing is pretty much saying, I was protecting her. That's it. That's pretty much all he does. Well, not all he does, like, do some stuff. But pretty much for the, like, first 50 minutes of the film, all he's trying to explain is that, oh, I was protecting Jean when she legit went on a rampage. It gets pretty repetitive. But besides that, he's very good in the film. And all the other actors, Nightcrawler gets some really cool scenes in the film where he's teleporting and, like, stabbing a bunch of people. Really cool. The third act, I love the third act of the film. That's pretty much the only thing about this movie I love. The third act. There's about 2 action scenes, and there's, like, a brawl in, like, the middle of a street, and when something's going on in a house with Jean Grey and Magneto, and Professor X comes in. And then there's like the ending on a train. There's a big train brawl out, and it's really fun to watch. So yeah. So that is going to be my review for X-Men Dark Phoenix. Overall, it's a perfectly it's definitely one of the weaker X-Men movies. I would admit, the movie is not great. It's not really even close to being great, but I am going to give the film a C+. Now, that's not mean I don't like the film. I do like it. I think it's a pretty decent middle-of-the-road superhero movie that you can throw on, be entertained by, with some cringy moments that you just have to kind of go along with. I'm giving it a C+. It's a perfectly entertaining movie that I'm sure you will enjoy. I don't really see anyone walking out of the theater going like, I really, really loved that movie. Well, some of you might, I don't know. You have an opinion, but, like, with all the people that, like, I know, I can't really see them going out of the theater and saying, that was a really, really good movie. I didn't even go out of the theater saying that. When the film legit started, I kind of just got up. I kind of just left feeling a little empty, wanting more. And Jean Grey, surprisingly, doesn't really cause that much havoc. She kills some people. There's a little destruction here and there in, like, a neighborhood or two. But that's pretty much it. And they're, like, making this as she's gonna, like, kill all the world. She doesn't really do that much damage at all. She just has a bit of mental breakdowns, which are good for the story. But, yeah. Overall, X-Men Dark Phoenix is pretty decent. I pretty much just got out of the theater, and I looked over at my mom, and I was like, okay. I'll take it. It's not great. My mom even agreed with me. It's not great. There's dumb moments. There's really weird acting. There's some weird acting here and there. There's not a good villain. But overall, the film is pretty decent and fun to watch. So yeah, sure, comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you later.